I will try to stay appropriate. And I may hand them on over to Reverend Leslie and Reverend Monica if I'm stumped. Okay, are you ready? And I just want to check my time. I may not be able to get to all of them, but I'm going to do my darndest, okay? So here we go. Why do we say, and so it is, and not some other affirmation or even just yes? Very nice question. Thank you very much. My understanding is the word amen actually means it is so. And so we just had kind of switched it around a little bit, and we say, and so it is. It's a declaration of yes. It is saying, whatever we've said, and so it is, and so let it be. So it's not a mystery about it. It is simply the idea that we are putting like an exclamation point or a period at the end of our affirmation. Oh, yes? Okay, good. Oh, thanks. I forgot I put that up there. Cool. Okay. Is there an absolute truth? Please tell us a bit about the concept of truth. Okay. So, is there an absolute truth? I can only speak from what my belief is, from what I know, and that there is an absolute truth. This is my absolute truth. It may not be your absolute truth. This is the best I can do with this question, which is, I could do a whole 8-week class on this. Is there an absolute truth? I believe that the truth is that we live in a divine world, that we live in an intelligent universe, that we are made of infinite and absolute intelligence. All we have to do is look at nature to understand that we live in an intelligent universe. The seasons that come and go, the sun that always rises in the east and sets in the west. There is such orderliness, there is such intelligence in the world that we have to know that there is an intelligence that is behind it. I'm not talking about a guy up in the sky that's like really smart. I'm talking about this energy of intelligence. To me, that is an absolute truth. Another absolute truth is that this intelligence is living through us. This creative energy is part of who we are. Not part of who we are. It is absolutely, there's that word again, it is absolutely who we are. Each one of us have been made out of it because it is all there is. So we cannot be made out of anything other than what it is. To me, that is an absolute truth. Yes? Yes, with me? Okay, thank you. Please tell us a bit about the concept of truth. I just did. I'm not gonna go into as much detail as sometimes I do on Q&A because I want to make sure that we get to all the questions. If the person who wrote that question, or if any of the questions that you all wrote, I need my fan. If any of the questions you want more, just talk to me. And we can have conversations about it. That's one of the beauties of Q&A, is that I also get to find out what's on your minds, what's interesting to you. There's method to my madness. Okay. I would like to see CDs activated. Also, what would you have to do to have us donate a memorial gift to the center? Boy, 2 different questions here. I would like to see CDs activated. So what I will tell you about that is that we stopped doing CDs when we moved to this space because we were not selling CDs. We had them available. We made 10 CDs every single Sunday. Maybe we sold 1, maybe we sold 2, so we started getting a big backlog of CDs. I wondered about that. At first it was like, why are people not buying my CDs? And then what I kind of concluded with this is that what we do here is so active, it doesn't come through on the CDs. So I made the executive decision that we weren't going to make CDs any longer because every one of our talks is on our website. If you go Monday afternoon or Monday evening, Jason has uploaded the talk and integrated the PowerPoint slides and everything. If you haven't seen those, if you haven't gone online to do that, it's awesome. It's the talk, but then you get to see what the slides look like as well. So that's an option for you, for those of you who are interested in CDs, and I also understand that not everybody is a computer person. Lance, yes. Is that just what you were going to say? Okay, good, thank you. And so that's the reason we have not brought them back, just because it was not effective on our part. And I do understand some people would like to have CDs. I suppose we could make one or two, but then there's the copy them and everything, but they are available online. The second part of that question is, also, what would you have to do to have us donate a memorial gift to the center? Boy, that's a beautiful question. There is and I didn't even plan that question. There is absolutely a way to talk to the people who have been working on your wills or anything like that, so that you can say, I want to leave something to the center. I want to continue the legacy. I want my legacy to continue. We have received some of those gifts, expected and not quite as expected, but it's always a wonderful thing. So you would need to talk to the person who is preparing your will or that type of a thing. We are in the process of coming up with a planned giving program as well. So there's more to be revealed on that. Yes? Okay. Moving on. Thank you, Suzanne. Oh, they ended up there. Okay. Here we go. Okay. You haven't stumped me yet. How can I change the past? What method can I use now, and will it affect all in my life? Whew. So the first answer to that question is, how can I change the past? You can't. You can't. We live in the now. We live in this moment right here. There is no way to go back and change that. What we can do is change how we see that. There is a process called reframing, that we are able to reframe what happened in the past so that we are seeing it differently, recognizing that it can affect us in a different way. So that's the bad news, is you can't change the past. The good news is there are methods that you can use. The person who has asked this question, if you have taken classes, if you have not taken classes, I recommend that you start taking classes, because we do a lot of looking back and reframing. We learn how to reframe things. We learn how to see things differently. The other thing that I want to say about this is that I'm not sure that we necessarily want to change the past. I have a story to tell you. I'm a storyteller. I have a history, long ago, but pretty severe history of alcoholism and drug addiction. I abused drugs and alcohol for all of my 20s. I remember nothing about my 20s. And after I got sober and I started getting my life together, my mother asked me, do you regret the decisions that you made during those times? And I made really bad decisions. But I said to her, I actually don't. I was already in the teaching, and I said, I actually don't regret the decisions that I made. And she was nonplussed. She was like, how is that even possible that you don't regret some of the things that you did? And I said, but Mom, they've made me who I am. I wouldn't be this person. I wouldn't be on this path, probably, if I hadn't gone through that. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing you can tell me, whether it's in person or anything, that is going to make me go, oh my God, yeah, I probably did it. Probably. And so I don't want to go back and change my past. What I want to do is learn from my past, so that as I continue on this path that I'm on right now, I can not only use it to help me make a better person, but also so that I can be there for other people as well. Okay, there was a third part to this, and that is, will it affect all in my life? I'm going to interpret that, will it affect all in my life? What I believe happens is that, our teaching is called New Thought. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is not that this is new, but that when we have a new thought, we create a new experience, because our teaching is that our thinking is creating our experience. So when I have a changed thought, I can bring about a changed experience. So here's the visual I have. Okay, I had something in my past that I would like to have different. Okay, it isn't. What did I learn from it? Let me reframe it. Let me get a different perspective. And now how my world is opening up in front of me is different, because my thought is different about the thing that I wish that had been different in my past. Does that make sense? So when we change this, this changes. That's what we do. Okay, I'm going to move on. Good questions, y'all. Yeah. I'd like to know how you can feel better about yourself and get the Spirit to flow around me. I'd like to know how you can feel better about yourself and get the Spirit to flow around me. Wonderful question. I repeat yet again, thank you. I repeat yet again, take classes. I don't just say that because we like having full classes. I say that because what you hear here on Sundays, folks, this is dessert. This is fluff. It's good fluff. But it's still, I can't go down deep in a 20-minute talk. I just get going in 20 minutes. But on Sundays, you get to hear our fabulous music, and you get to be around people, and it's loving and it's wonderful, and you can absolutely use the things that you hear here to change your lives. And the meat and the potatoes, the true spiritual nourishment, comes when you take classes. It just does, yes. Because then we do have the opportunity to go deep. You have the opportunity to go deep. Okay, pardon me? That and you are enough. You are enough. Okay, yeah. And wow, everything. You know, we do offer these things for a reason. So, how can you feel better about yourself? First and foremost, if it is true, that goes back to the first question of absolute truth. If it is true that God or spirit or intelligence or creativity or life or love or whatever you name, you call that energy that is back of all things. If it is true, and I believe that it is, that's all there is. That energy. Just imagine it. It's just this energy of possibility and of growth. And that energy being all there is, everything. Einstein taught us this, everything is made out of energy. Everything is made out of energy. So this energy is also who we are. God can't make anything else out of anything else but itself. So the first part of this is, I'd like to know how you can feel better about yourself. I say this often. How dare you not love yourself? Because if you are not loving yourself, and I get it, I'm mean to myself sometimes, but if you are not loving yourself, you are not loving the divine. And how you get the Spirit to flow around you, I'm going to change that question to say, how do you get the Spirit to flow through you? You do it first by recognizing that absolute truth. And then you meditate. You learn how to pray. You commune with it. You commune with it. You make it welcome. You make its expression welcome. And then just open up. Amy's song that we sang just before the prayer, I surrender. You know, surrender gets a bad rap. It's like, oh no, I'm weak, I'm surrendering. But think about it as I'm surrendering. I'm allowing. It's different, isn't it? Yeah. All right, what is the difference between a treatment and a prayer? Okay, so down and dirty. Oh, I still got a couple minutes. Okay, down and dirty. This is how Ernest Holmes puts it. All treatment is prayer. It is another word for prayer, affirmative prayer. However, not all prayer is treatment. Did that make sense? Ernest Holmes explains it like that. So, if your prayer is coming from a place of just the absolute truth, I am one with God, God is part of who I am. If we are praying from that place of oneness, of part of the divine, and we are recognizing this divinity and recognizing ourselves as it, when we are affirming what we want, not what we don't want. In other words, I am healthy, not I am not sick. Yes? When we come from a place of gratitude and then allow it to surrender, to let it go, that is a spiritual mind treatment. If our prayer is, I know I'm not worthy. I'm really a worm of the earth. But please, God, please, 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 I beg of you, please, to make me healthy. I know I don't deserve it, but make me healthy. That's not treatment. That may be effective prayer. It's not how I pray. But, I mean, there are people who pray that way. That's not treatment. That may be prayer. Treatment, God is all there is. I am one with it. I know the truth about myself. I am so grateful for this truth, and I let it go. All right. I love these. Oh, and let me tell you, if I don't get to your question today, there's method to my madness. As you all know, I'm on a quest to find out what's important to you. And so I'm going to actually use these to determine future talks. I didn't used to do it. I never looked at them. It's like I saved them. But then this is a wealth of information to let me know what it is that y'all are interested in. And so I am going to use them. So if I don't get to your question today, keep coming back and you will hear it, okay? Can affirmative prayer work for people remotely? Remotely. Can affirmative prayer, we just had a conversation about prayer. Yes, absolutely. Ernest Holmes says that what is known in one mind is known in all minds. So it is absolutely possible because we are not doing our prayer to somebody. We are doing our prayer about somebody. So if I can know the absolute truth, as we talked about the early part of the day or the early part of the morning, if I can know the absolute truth about somebody in another country, in another city, then because we are all connected via the divine mind, if I can know and see that truth about someone else, then that it's like Wi-Fi. It's like the internet. It just goes ving and gets right to the person. You know, my job became much easier with technology. I mean, because you all understood that, didn't you? If I tried to explain that 30 years ago, people would be like, you mean like microwaves? No, you understand the internet. You understand the internet. OMG, if you want an example of interconnectedness, all you have to do is look at the internet. Okay, I'm moving on. Yep. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Live streaming at Sunday service. When will it be available for those who don't want to share the experience, or for those who want to share the experience when out of country? Boy, that is such a good question. Live streaming is a big, big process. And to get us so that we can actually do it in an effective way takes money. There's the truth. It takes money. We have to have money to run this center, folks. We are not supported by the Vatican or anything like that. We are self-supporting, 100% supported by donations. 100% by donations. Think about that. So when something like this comes up, love it. I would love to do live streaming. How awesome would that be? And it would probably cost multiple thousands of dollars to get us set up so that we would be able to do that. And we're not going to spend multiple thousands of dollars at this point. We may do a fundraiser sometime for it, yes? Would you like that? Would that be something you would want to fundraise for? Okay, then absolutely. Let's have a party. Let's have concerts, that type of thing. That said, you can always watch it online. I've said this before. Our website, go to video, and those videos are up by Monday after the Sunday they are presented. Okay? I'm going. What does a practitioner really do with me if I go for a treatment? I really wanted to read it. What does a practitioner really do with me? Folks, they pray. First of all, they listen to you. What's going on? When I sit down to have a treatment session with somebody, it's just like we're chatting, and I'm saying, so what's up? What's up? It's confidential, so you can talk about whatever is going on. A practitioner is going to ask some probing questions. Like, so what does that really mean to you? Or, hey, let me clarify something here. And what we're doing is we are attempting to get to the belief system that is causing the experience that you want treatment about. And so we ask questions, and we get to, but it just feels like we're sitting having, at least with me, we're just having coffee, we're just having a conversation. And then when we've kind of gotten to the point where, okay, maybe we understand what really wants to happen here, what's the purpose of this treatment, then they will do a spiritual mind treatment for you. And using the steps that I just delineated, and what really happens, because everything is energy, we've talked about that already. So everything is energy, everything is going. So when a practitioner does what they do and they speak the words that they speak, it's just like they are, this is the word that's coming to me, so just bear with me. They are harnessing that divine energy and encouraging it to move in a particular direction on your behalf. Did that explain it pretty well? And then, if you have a treatment session with them, then you pay them because they are professionals, and then you hug them, and you go on and live your life. Changed. I'm going to do one more, and if I have not gotten to yours, please stay tuned. I'm going to do one more. Your take on reincarnation. This one comes up pretty often. So Ernest Holmes, our founder, did not believe in reincarnation. Ernest Holmes believes that life is ongoing, that it continues on, that we do live eternal lives. But his particular belief was that we don't come back here. That as Jesus put it, in my Father's mansion, or in my Father's house there are many mansions. So Ernest Holmes believed that we went to whatever the next dimension or the next experience is. And I believe that to a point. I also, personally, this is the gospel according to Pat, believe that I've been here before. I do. I've had too many incidences of things feeling really familiar that I can't say that I haven't been here before. Besides, forgive me, folks, I'm about to do a memorial service here. After the service, I'm going to go do a memorial service. I want you to just think about this. If life is eternal, if it continues, if we are immortal and it continues forever, does it make sense that we would be here on this, let's face it, absolutely gloriously beautiful, intelligent, orderly world for just maybe 80 years? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. I think we have things to learn. We still have things to learn here. That's my personal opinion. So I believe if you've ever seen, this is one of my favorite movies in the world. I always recommend it to my students. It's called Defending Your Life. It was from the early 90s. So for some of you, really old. For the rest of us, contemporary. Okay. Defending Your Life, Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. And it's a comedy, super funny, about death. Albert Brooks is killed in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And he goes to a place called Judgment City, where he defends his life to determine whether he comes back or whether he moves on. Meryl Streep is also there. She died saving a cat or something like that. And she too defends her life to determine whether she comes back or whether she moves on. It is delightful. There's even a segment where they go to the past lives gallery, and they get to see who they were in their past life. It's quite a hoot. Anyway, so that's kind of what I believe. We have a choice to come back. I still have stuff to learn, or we have a choice to move ahead. Okay? I'm out of time. And I know we still have some questions, but thank you all for wonderful questions today. Thank you so much. That was really awesome. And the rest of these, I'm going to look through, and you will hear your question being asked in the next weeks and months, okay?